Kara, and I am here with the color journal flip through. I'm going to do in this video the red journal, and then I'm going to do separate videos for the rest of the journals, because there are parts that are all pretty similar, but there's also some things I did differently throughout. So I went back and forth, thought, well, I could do one video and kind of flip through, but I decided to do 6 different videos. So keep your eyes peeled. Again, this one's going to be the red journal, and then we're going to do the rest. Before I get started, I have to say that these journals have been, they're like little babies. No, I'm just joking. I might edit that out. These journals have been very, very cool. There's something when you find your style and the thing that just kind of, you're like, oh my gosh, that is so me. These journals are that thing. I've made other journals and I love other styles, but I kind of found my thing, and it's super exciting, and I'm so excited to share it with you. I'm a preschool teacher. I'm sure you've heard if you've watched other videos. And so in the preschool world, these colors, the rainbow, that's kind of what we do a lot of. We mix colors, we play with primary color paint and those kind of things. My classroom in the past has been rainbow colors and bright, vibrant, fun colors. So I think that's also part of it. Bringing my, all the parts of my little world together. And I've just been always drawn to things in rainbow order, rainbow colors, just bright, vibrant colors. So anyway, enough of that rambling. Let's get into the red journal. We'll set these guys over here. All right. Make sure we're in frame. There we go. All right. All of the journals have a book that matches the color of the main journal color. And then I've also collected retro fabrics and wallpaper and some lace and vintage buttons. And so all of those items are throughout all the journals. But like I said, through some of them, I did things a little bit differently. So this one has wallpaper and retro fabric and the vintage buttons, and I kind of pieced them and did stitching for the cover. The back of this one also has wallpaper and then some lace on the binding. And then with the tassel, I did for this one, and I didn't do it with the others, but I did some beading on the tassel. And then all of the journals have this hand stamped color. So for this one, of course, it says red. It's kind of fun. I've had the hand stamping or the stamping items in I took classes with metal and all that kind of stuff, but I've had the stamps in my craft room, and I've always been nervous to use them. Whoops, sorry. I don't know why. So anyway, I went for it. And of course, it's not perfectly, whatever, but I think that kind of adds to the character. All right, for this closure, it's an eyelet and some red ribbon. And then in the front, I left the cover so you could see the cover, and then lace. Throughout the book, there's also scrapbook paper that goes with the red theme, and then vintage and retro papers we'll show you as I go through. This is some ribbon that I did some stitching on. There's sewing throughout the book. So right here, I layered up on some wallpaper, lace and fabrics, did some stitching, and made a pocket. This is a super cool retro bingo card that I collected. And then this is from a retro kitchen book. I think it's from the 60s. Excuse me. And then, throughout all the journals, I've been collecting different ephemera bits. So there's little stamps here, and then ephemera there. And this is from an oil painting book, a color theory oil painting book. And then there's more lace. Also, all of the books have 2 mixed media pages, so if you wanted to do any mixed media in the journal. And then there's a fabric tab, more scrapbook paper. There's also handmade tags. These are from the retro, vintage, whichever you want to pick, vocab cards that I found, and then some more fabric and lace. And a little tuck I made with ephemera. This is a floral design book. And more ephemera. This is taken from a recipe book. And then this is really cool. This piece of ephemera has a different language. And then this is from a sewing book. There's stenciling that I did throughout the book. So there's some red stenciling, more lace. And the pages that I selected in the book, the books all have pops of the color of the book. So for here, you'll see like the red rug and the red ottoman to kind of help. Now, of course, if you're going to use this journal page, you would, you might cover it, but it gives you a nice base that goes with the colors. On our scrapbook page, I made a little tuck and a tag that you could journal on the back. Here's another tag that I made with some scrapbook paper. This one has a double pocket. This is wallpaper and scrapbook paper. So there's a double tuck, some stenciling, another piece of wallpaper with some stenciling, heart, little pieces for the strings, and here's a journal card with a little tuck inside. And this is a fabric piece, and so this is also a double pocket. This was inspired by a gal who did a posting on one of the junk journal sites, and she made little tickets with, what are they, stamps? And so I want to list her below and her tutorial because it was really cute, and she inspired me to make those kind of tags, which I think are super cute, with a little button on top. This is from a retro kids science book, and here's another tag. Making sure we're in frame. All right. And here's the other part of that book. More lace right here and stenciling. Another tag. More stitching with that floral book. Wallpaper, another tag with more ephemera. Mixed media page. Here's another tag that I made with a little pocket. And in here, that little card is so cute. With a retro vintage girl. Oops. There's another one of those tags. And then this is from a circus. Wish there was a year so you could see when it was. I have kitchen page. More ephemera. Another recipe page. Here's another little tuck spot, vintage music sheets. And here we have a little tag that I made, or not tag, tab, with a matchbook. And scrapbook paper with some sewing. I love that the scrapbook paper and this fabric happen to match. This is a vintage piece of paper where that's sewing. And I made a little tab right here. More lace. And here's another tag. Vintage ephemera. Another little tag. And all these you could do journaling on the back. The mixed media page. Music. More music. And these are fun retro cards that I found at a thrift store. Another little tab. There's a tag with some sewing, a sewing pocket. There's another mixed media with some stenciling and sewing. A red car. Some money from a retro game. And here's the last little tag with some sewing and different bits and pieces sewn together to make a little tuck spot. And there is the red journal. This journal will be listed in my Etsy shop. Once all the videos are up, the listings will be live. If you didn't want to purchase an entire book, let's say you are a junk journaler and you wanted to create your own journal similar to this, I also have 2 kits, junk journal kits available that are for all the colors. So there's a 2 red ones, 2 orange ones, etc. So if you just wanted some bits and pieces and you wanted to make your own journal, check out the Etsy listing for that. And let's say you really wanted the red journal and it happens to sell, I will also have a custom order listing for all the different colors, because I still have some red, all the different color vintage and retro stuff, so I could make a couple more journals. So I hope that makes sense. Check out my Etsy shop. I will have the listing below. If you're doing a search, it's Kara Brandon Creations. And I hope you check it out. And thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.